welcome to this tutorial on how to use Wallaroo with computer vision models to detect objects in images. My name is Martin Bald. I am the Senior Community Manager at Wallaroo, and today we'll be going through a tutorial showing you how to take your computer vision models from experimentation and development into production. The Wallaroo platform takes your models into production with a matter of seconds and a few lines of code, and we'll get to see that today through the context of a computer vision model. This tutorial, as well as many others, are available on our docs site, and so you can go there, download this tutorial as well as some other for use cases, and you can run these tutorials in our free community edition, and the license doesn't expire, and it's a great learning vehicle. You can install it on Azure, AWS, and GCP. So let's get started. So to begin with, we have our Wallaroo instance running, and we'll be running through this tutorial via the Jupyter Notebooks and the SDK. There are different ways in which you can run models and get them into production through the UI, also leveraging the APIs as well that we have. But we'll be going through using the Jupyter Notebook, and we'll get a chance to see how that works here. So to begin with, when you do go through this tutorial, there is a pre-set up notebook that you'll want to run through just to configure your environment, make sure everything is in place, and then we'll set you up. So what we're going to do in this one is we'll be detecting objects using resnet50. If you looked at the other video where we went through using mobilenet, I encourage you to look at that one as well. So our first step here is to import our libraries, and if you've seen some of our other videos, it's quite common. We do that first step, and next we'll be connecting to Wallaroo. Now, what you might get is you might get a URL showing up here, and if you're not logged in, then you just click on that URL, and it'll say, hey, is this the connection that you want? And you say yes, and you're authenticated. So in my case, I'm already in, and so next what we're going to do is set our variables. And so we're going to set our workspace, we're going to set our pipeline, and our model name as well. We're also using the Onyx model format. We have tutorials if you have your models in other formats, such as PyTorch or XGBoost, for etc. Example, you can convert them into the Onyx model format as well. So we'll set up those variables, and that will create our workspace for us, in which we can then provision our pipeline and upload our models. And so just to complete that environment setup is that last stage there, where we get the workspace and the pipeline, and we're ready to go. So we're going to create our workspace, and we're going to create this pipeline. So we can see that we're set to that ResNet workspace 3 that we set up as well. And so now we're ready to create the pipeline and then upload our model. So it'll take a couple of seconds for it to do that. And once that is complete, then we'll be in a position to deploy the pipeline. Now, if you've ever deployed a model to production, you can appreciate how long that can take. It can take hours or days, weeks, depending on the environment or configuration or tools that you have in your environment. But the beauty of Wallaroo is that we can get that ML model into production super fast. And so we've deployed this model into that production environment in under 45 seconds. And so it's a lightning speed method. And now we're in production now. So the next step for us is to test our pipeline. We'll run some inference on a sample image, and then we'll get a chance to see the results. Now, before we step through into running the inference, it's important for us to, we need to load, resize, and transform this image into the appropriate sized tensor, so that it meets the requirements of our ResNet image detector. And so we're setting up the environment size here of 640 by 480. And so we'll just set that one up, and we'll run that one. So now we're ready to run our inference. And so our next step here is to run this And you can see here, there's a note here, depending on your environment, if you need to give it a little bit more time, you can do that, but more often than not, it's super fast. So now we're going to draw these inference results. I mean, this is a computer vision model, and so we want to see, well, what does this look like? We can see here from the image that the example that we're using here in their use case is a cashierless store. And so if you've been to an Amazon Go, or if you have any cashierless outlets or retail spaces where you're located, you'll understand that when you walk into one of these retail outfits, you either scan your credit card or you do the PAM if it's Amazon Go, and then the computer vision is the cameras will monitoring those artifacts and those articles that are on the shelf, and identify them. And when you pick one off, you walk out the store. And so I'm in the Seattle area, and the hockey arena downtown has a similar setup where you walk in, you scan your card, you grab a burger and a drink, and off you go, and you get billed. So there's no lining up. And so it's important in a computer vision model to be able to recognize the objects that we have. And so we can see here, even where they're clustered together at an angle on the shelf, that we can see this bottle and the confidence rate there. And so we know that our model is ResNet, and we're using that ResNet pipeline, and we can see also the inference speed as well. So it's important for any inference to be super fast, and that is that high compute engine that we have behind the Wallaroo product. Now, what's going on in the background? So we've seen the image, and so the next step for us here is we can actually look at the listing of the objects in a table, and so we can see the confidence level of each of these items as it goes through. And so it's important for us in this case to recognize that hey, we're looking at the bottles here, and so it's high confidence rate for them. And that's it. We've deployed a model into production in less than 45 seconds. We've been able to run inference through that, check that image, and also check the output as well in a table format. And what we can do now is, if we were in production, we could then compare other models. And so if you want to look at some of our other videos for shadow deploy and other model comparison or model monitoring examples, and you can also get into monitoring and observing models through model drift, making sure that these models are performing in the way that they should. So thank you very much for joining me on this quick video, and I encourage you to look at some of the other videos that we have. And again, you can run this tutorial yourself using our free community edition. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.